What's up, everybody? Welcome to Diamond Owl Studios, the #1 place for music reactions. I'm Paper Chase.
And it's the one and only Diamond Don Juan. And today we are doing a classic, Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You. Do you know this song?
Nothing compares to you. That one?
Man, that was rough. Yes, that one.
I'm not a singer, dude.
But you sing karaoke, and I just thought you would be better.
I don't sing karaoke.
You literally told me that you sing karaoke.
I said
You
that I used to be
it's one of
forced
your-
to sing karaoke when I was a kid.
Oh,
I'm a grown
okay.
man now.
Yeah, grown men enjoy karaoke. I mean, that is like, honestly, I wish I could sing. It's like, you know, some people wish they could be tall. Some people wish they could be handsome.
So you all three of them.
No, I don't wish any of that. I would trade all of that for
To
a
sing.
voice.
To sing. Yeah.
That's my secret, like, longing, that I wish I had a singing voice, because that's what I was supposed to be in life. Was a
Yeah.
sexy R&B singer.
Yeah.
Instead,
I can sing certain type of
stuck with
music. I
this.
like, but I can't really. I just am more of like a aggressive vocalist.
Gotcha.
That's, you know. But guys, you know, I have heard this song to some extent, but like I haven't like heard the whole thing.
But today we're doing a live rendition of it. So neither one of us have ever seen this live version of the song. And so, you know, I'm very excited because we've spoken about it before. I know a lot of artists have great music. They have great songs that just doesn't translate into live performances. And when you see an artist that can take that original and do a live performance and it meets or exceeds the expectations, there's nothing greater than that. I mean, I just think that there's something so amazing about an artist that's able to perform as well as they can record.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Probably could have said it better myself, but I'm not going to reiterate all that. Guys, without further ado, though, let's get into some Nothing Compares to You.
It's been 7 hours and 50 since you took your love away. I'm gone every night and sleep all day since you took your love away. Since you've been gone, I can do whatever I want. I can see you never choose. I can eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant, but nothing, I said nothing can take away this blue. Nothing compares to you.
Wow.
Chills.
Wow. Her performance has so much raw emotion in it. It's like getting to me a little bit, dude. I'm not done. No,
I
no more
know,
jokes. No more jokes.
I know. I
mean,
laugh.
that's-
I laugh to break the tension. That's not a great way of handling things, because oftentimes I'll like laugh and people are like, "Why are you laughing? This is like devastating." And
Yeah.
my son will call it out all the time because like
Good. He's
something
more
terrible-
emotionally intelligent than you are.
It's just a, you know, it's a weird way of handling.
But I've never
awkward
listened
situations.
to this song in its totality. I've heard the chorus before, but God, does that hit deep, dude? You know how it is, you know,
Mhm.
like after a long relationship, it's like, you know, you finally have this freedom that like you can do literally anything you want,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the end of the day, it's like
Yeah.
it sucks, you know.
No, the emotion that I was experiencing, the thing that I was feeling was that I don't think that there is another song out there that captures heartbreak better than this.
That's a good call.
You
I
know,
mean, yeah.
that just like you said, it's like I can eat at a fancy restaurant, but it's like nothing. It's like all the color bleeds out of life. Everything's just black and white. And it's like, you know, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, doesn't matter what woman I have underneath me. Nothing compares
Yeah.
to you.
So lonely without you, like a broken out song. Nothing can stop these lonely tears from falling. Tell me, baby, where did I go wrong? I could put my arm around every boy I see. They remind me. I went to the doctor and guess what he told me? Guess what he told me? He said, "Girl, you better try to have fun no matter what you do. But here, fool, 'cause nothing compares to you."
Yeah, the other thing that was going through my mind is just like I just felt sad because she had like a very troubled life. I
Mhm.
think she had a lot of struggles that she was going through. I apologize because some of this stuff is, you know, I don't know if I'm remembering it correctly, but I think she had like issues with her mom and a relationship with her. And so there was like a lot of like family history
Mm.
that was involved there. Again, I apologize because I know that for a lot of people, you know, these artists mean a lot to you. And so if I get it wrong, please let us know in the comments. I do know that she was very outspoken. You know, she spoke out against like the Pope at one time and, you know, used her platform to, you know, speak her mind. And I think
Mhm.
there was repercussions for that as well. So yeah, she's just a very deep artist that,
Yeah.
you know, I think went through a lot. And yeah,
Well,
sadly was taken far too soon.
yeah.
All the flowers that you planted, Mama, in the backyard, all lighting you with. I know that living with you, baby, was sometimes hard, but I'm ready to give another try. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you. I know this love, I will never come I think this love, I will never I think this love, I will never I will
Yeah, after actually hearing the full song and especially that last verse, it my feeling is it's definitely not about heartbreak. It's about grief. It sounded like the song's not
Mhm.
about losing somebody that, a boyfriend or husband or whatever. It sounded more like losing, her mom or a parent or something. That last line made it
Mhm.
pretty clear that it was she at least was referencing her mom in the song. So I would bet money that this song was written after like either her mom passed away or
Yeah, I again, like I'm remembering bits and pieces. It's
Mhm,
like, I probably am getting it wrong or components of it wrong. That's what we turn to you for to,
mhm,
point out all the things that I just mess up and botch. But I just know that she had, some troubles in her life and struggles. What's incredible about this performance is, just the range. Like, her it's like this almost, well, not almost, it's like a whisper. She takes it to this whisper and down,
mhm.
down, down, down to these like very quiet, soft tones, and then projects with these really high notes, and just that balance in between those two elements is just so remarkable. And it's one of the things that I loved about this performance is just that range and how she used that dynamic range of like the low whisper to up to the high notes
Mhm, you can
that are
really
just
feel the
so,
emotion in it.
yeah, and just so
It's
unique. You know what I
palpable.
mean? Just like
Mhm.
as far as performances go, like when have we heard that?
Yeah,
When have you heard somebody, utilize the tone and the softness of the voice and then to the super high notes?
yeah. Absolutely beautiful performance. Yeah, the second half of that song just actually really hyper focused on the verse and everything. I kind of changed my whole outlook of what I always thought the song was. Um, and I don't know, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Regardless, no matter how you look at it. And we say this all the time on this channel. Like, there's the literal meaning that the artist writes a song for what they're
Hmm.
thinking, but a truly transcending song, a beautiful song, is able to be perceived in many different ways depending on what the listener is hearing. So
Yeah, we just run it through our own filters, but the song could apply to the loss of somebody, like you said, like grief, but it could be, grief in a multitude of ways. It could be grief at the loss of like legitimately like losing somebody in your life, or
mhm.
grief at like going through a breakup.
For me, it,
So
it totally sounded. I know I'm
there
stuck
could
on
be
that,
different
but
verses though,
yeah.
because she at one point was talking about like I could like hang or kiss on every man or every boy or something like
But that
that.
also could be a counteract to saying that, like, she was like maybe okay. I'm throwing this out here. This is a guess. I don't know anything about Sinead O'Connor, so I'm just saying this. But like,
Hmm.
she was controlled by her mom. She maybe wasn't allowed to. She didn't have as much freedom as she would have liked, and that's kind of where that whole freedom aspect came on. Like, now
Hmm.
I can like go do whatever I want, but it doesn't
Interesting.
matter because nothing compares to you. Like,
Hmm.
that's total shot in the dark. I could be like so off basis, but that's just how I felt after that one verse
Yeah.
and the emotion in it. It's such
This
a
is one
heart
of those
wrenching song.
reactions where I'm like tempted to go look up like, what the meaning was like when she wrote this song, and,
Let's do it.
some more components of her story. Or we could just ask the audience, people that are listening, but he can't take it.
Well, yeah.
What are you going to search?
I just said, "What's the meaning by nothing
Okay.
compares to you?" Okay, the song is essentially about profound grief and longing after losing someone deeply important, whether through breakup, separation, or death. At its heart, the song expresses the shock of emptiness after someone leaves, the attempt to void with distractions but nothing works, the realization that no experience, person, or pleasure can replace that connection. So, yeah,
So it could be both.
it could be both,
Now, I guess you
definitely.
should ask, did she have a troubled relationship with her mom? Because I want to know, was I right? Was I wrong?
Prince wrote it after losing someone close.
Prince?
That's what it says. Prince wrote it after losing
Wow.
someone close, and Sinead O'Connor's vocal delivery made it deeply personal, especially because she had lost her mother young. Many listeners
Okay.
interpret the song as grief, not just over romantic love, but over someone you'll never get back in any form.
Okay. Yeah, I knew
Okay.
there was a component that had to deal with her mom. I just couldn't remember how that played
Hmm.
into her story.
Interesting. A lot of songs are written by Prince, we're kind of realizing.
Yeah, and to just give credit, I mean, we have to give credit to Prince for the songwriting, but one of the things that I was thinking about this, and this is like, I mean, it's kind of like a bittersweet, um, component of reality. Like, do you get the same performance from somebody who hasn't gone through pain and actual grief?
No, of course not.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that bittersweet thing of that you're seeing this person who is obviously, you know, a well of emotion and you know, feeling, and who is using, you know, music. I know personally I've used like different forms of writing, or, you know, when I was making music to just get certain emotions out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a healthy way of dealing with that. And that's like what, you know, I was experiencing with that performance is like, I don't think you can get that from somebody who hasn't actually lived life and gone through loss. Like
Yeah.
you're not going to get that same performance from some, you know, 17-year-old pop star that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And somebody write the song for them and really hasn't really experienced like loss or grief in their life.
Yeah.
It's
I
unfortunate.
agree.
And yet at the same time, it's like one of the things that makes life so beautiful is that every now and then that pain gets like transformed into this remarkable performance that is, you know, cathartic, and then allows people to like,
Mhm.
you know, go through that grief themselves. And you know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Beautiful song. Absolutely incredible performance. I couldn't have asked for anything more watching this video.
yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it as much as we did, make sure you guys drop a like. And if you want to join us on our journey of discovering new music, old music, everything in between, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't wait till later. Subscribe right now.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments as well. What else should we react to? Because we've gotten some great recommendations. I know there's a lot of music that we've heard, but something like this is like, hey, it's a song that we've heard. We probably just would have like pushed it to the side just because we've heard it before. But
Yeah,
then
and I never
live-
heard the whole song. Like that's important too, because there's a lot of music you hear maybe on like a movie or in passing, but you
Yeah.
don't like listen to, and you don't
Yeah.
really appreciate how incredible it actually is. So
Yeah, and I was just getting at the point that hey, if there's some live performances out there that we absolutely need to see. A lot of times, like we'll go and we'll just like search for artists or like search through their, you know, music, and we might skip over something just because we're like, oh yeah, we've heard that song.
mhm.
Whereas like this is like an incredible, you know, performance that just can't be missed. And so let us know what can't be missed. What should we react to? What live performances
That's
are
right.
out there, or collaborations?
You know,
We're going to read your comments.
thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.